Now it is. Now it is. Now we're good. But it takes a little bit for people to come in. So on the show True Detective, there's this cop and he's talking to his wife's father who doesn't like him at all, and he's just an bitter old guy, and Woody Harrelson gets in his face and goes, for thousands of centuries there's been old men talking to younger men about how bad we're fucking up the world. And then the old men die. And the world just keeps on spinning.
Yep. Yes.
And it's like, I've thought of that ever since I've heard that, and it's so true. Like, it's good that you complain, and it's because that's how the world changes.
Right.
If people didn't complain, we'd still have slaves.
Yep.
So, like, complaining's good, but at the same time, it's like, your petty shit is going to die out eventually.
Oh, eventually. Yeah. And
yeah.
I mean, I think the 5 rule works really good for a lot of that shit.
What's that? Rule of 5 years or something?
Yeah. If it matters in 5 minutes, okay.
Oh, like
5 months.
Be angry about it?
Yeah, 5 years. I've always used that one, and definitely, if you can look at someone and go, you just cut me off, and you're making that the worst of your day, yeah, you've got problems. But, if you're the kind of person that's making a fuss about people pouring their shit into the oceans and, Vietnam dropping Agent Orange.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. That's worth making a fuss about. That's going to matter in 5 years.
Yeah, long-term effect. I forgot to take a picture. Shit. Let's take a picture right now. Caleb, be part of it. Please. Where are you? I think that worked.
I think I got in there.
Oh, I think it worked. I look terrible, but I'm gonna edit it so it cuts my face out just a little bit.
Perfect.
Uh-huh. That's fine. I'm sorry, it's just not working the best right now.
What's not working the best?
Your
fingers?
No, yeah, my fingers aren't moving fast enough.
Must go faster.
I know. I'm sorry.
Must go faster. Must go faster.
It's those who have patience are gonna really like it. I promise.
Man, it's crazy. It's something.
It'll be a good show. Worth the wait.
Yeah.
Well, he's fiddle fucking around.
And we're good.
Fiddle fucking.
Should have gave it the duck face. No, I don't do duck faces. I've done it a few times. Anyways. Okay. Let me just do intros. Oh, that's my camera. Okay. And action. Hello, I'm less dark Steph Curry. My jacket's not on today because I'm really warm because I have a bit of a fever. It's not contagious. I'm getting over some flu. And with me today is...
I'm James Floyd, local artist, local hippie.
Camera's right there. I waited till you got on here to tell you because now it's too late. I fucking hate hippies. Just kidding.
I took a shower.
Not
for
you.
you though.
Oh.
I planned it, the yearly one for today.
The yearly.
I'm
oh.
clean.
You're so sweet.
Hair's all done
Jesus,
up.
dude. I want to thank you for that.
You know how expensive soap is, dude?
Not if
you probably make your own. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta raise the goats and everything, and it's a pain in the ass. You know how much goat
All right,
food is?
you know what, dude? I can't even make fun of you because you're such a good sport already. We're not even 5 minutes in, and I already feel bad. And, of course, in the background, slithering and being a snake in the back
slurping.
is...
Slurping and snacking over there.
And takes the headphones off. Like, get out of my face.
I could hear it in your mouth.
Want me to slosh it some more?
Anyway, no, please don't. At least you didn't do the wine sip.
Oh, the...
Yeah, I don't even want to do it. It's...
Whatever that is.
Back to reality. I know a couple of people who actually make their own soap. And, I mean, they're clean. They're clean people. You don't make your own soap, do you?
No,
okay, I was going to say, like, even if you did, I wouldn't even
I'm
be...
good at running with jokes.
Yeah, that's good. But I wouldn't be upset if you did. I mean, there's a lot of people that, like... I know a lot of people that grow lavender, and then they make that into soap and shit. I'm like, That's not a bad idea. You know, it's something to do, and it's like, it saves money, and it's a hobby. It's a
Right,
hobby, and it's a
right.
skill, and like you can.
Something to
Run
take
that.
pride in, yeah.
Yeah.
I only buy my soap from our local farmers market, and best stuff I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Thickest lather, it always smells really good.
Do you go to the farmers markets on Main Street and shit, or wherever
Yeah.
they have them now?
Yeah,
I don't
but
remember where they do them
When
anymore.
I'm not in the market doing things, yeah, I try and get out, do a little bit of shopping for myself, and
Yeah, I read something on your Facebook that you were doing. You were gonna be at a farmers market or something.
so I do it each summer, each
Okay.
weekend. But no, I'm actually doing a full festival.
Oh, you were gonna be. You have a booth
Yep,
or
yep.
a booth, yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna be setting up a vendor tent at Outlander. That's in Manitowoc this summer.
Okay. Is that an EDM thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. A bunch of our local artists will be playing that. They actually held a competition to see who would be headlining, who would be even playing, on a little bit of an elimination kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I, by the good graces of friendship, the power of friendship,
Friendship is powerful.
got offered a vendor spot to split with one of my good friends' girlfriends.
Do you have to pay to be there?
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, I figured.
But even then, it's to support a good event and whatnot, and these guys bust their ass to do what they do. So, more than happy to even get my foot in the door and pay for it, all that.
So, do you think you'll profit, or are you just trying to get your name out there?
Hopefully, there's profit. I've got a line of things coming out. I've been working on tapestry designs, shirt designs, leggings, all that. So that has gotten some attention already. It's been about 3 weeks out. I've made a few sales already. The big thing with that is it's expensive to prepare for. Buying your own stock to sell beforehand.
Yeah.
It's like you have to have like a nice inventory for it. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm looking at spending like $3,000 in capital
Oh.
to prep for it.
Oh my God.
And that's just to have a mix of tapestries, a mix of shirts, all in like size medium.
Yeah.
No variety. Yep. And if you want this other size, yeah, you're custom ordering it then.
You know, this is gonna be a super. Yeah. So Nancy's laughing at me because I didn't know what is that an EDM thing? Yeah. I have no clue in the EDM culture. When Nancy was on here, that was my biggest window into it. Roms was on here once.
Mm-hmm.
He did a DJ set for me, or like a little bit of a sample of what he could do, and that was
He's very skilled.
that was very cool. But like that was more of like, this is what you're gonna hear, and then Nancy gave me a description of this is what you will see. Like this is that's kind of the culture and like
Right.
what's gonna be, the clientele that are there. But
Wooks. Wooks and hippies.
there's that fucking picture of that guy that's just got the gigantic fucking dreads, like, out to here. His eyes are just slits, like, they're barely open. And, like, he's coming out of a room, it's just pouring fog, and he goes, "Sup, bruh? Can I
borrow everything?"
Yeah. And dude, and, like, every time I see it, no matter where, I always post this video of, do you know what Antifa is?
Yes.
Are you part of it?
No.
You can say if you are. I'm not gonna
No.
hit you on camera or anything. But
I mean, I'm against fascism.
Yeah.
But I'm not vocally against fascism.
That's cool.
I'm not
No,
throwing
dude,
Molotovs.
It's all good. Please, yeah, I was gonna say Molotovs are scary. Someone threw one through a window at my high school when I was there once. Not while we were there, but like I was a freshman, and all of a sudden like we came back from like a break, and the window was all like boarded up and shit. It's like someone threw a Molotov through one of the windows, and we're like, oh shit. I'm like, I remember those from San Andreas. This is scary.
Oh yeah.
But the picture of this Wook, and I always post a video of this dude from like Wall Street is in like suit and tie. He's huge. He's like a super bro. And there's this chick from Antifa like covered in dreads and like the face mask, and the dude just hauls off and just gets her like right here, and you see her neck just snap back like that, and I always post that as a reply.
I think I've seen that one.
It's a pretty famous GIF, yeah.
There's one similar to that. Dude's trying to get some lady who's protesting like away from him, and he roundhouse kicks her in the head pretty much, like, and he goes, "Oh, I'm just trying to kick your phone." It's like, you just roundhouse kick.
Just
that
demolish
was
this
fucked.
person.
That's a fucked up. I'm still waiting for somebody to point out fascism in America.
It's there. It's there. We call it oligarchy. It's the lobbying parties and all that fun stuff. It's if you have an idea and someone can pay for it, that idea wins. Sadly.
Fuck, I was gonna say something. I completely forgot. Damn it, I never forget.
I have that effect on people.
No, what was I just talking about? Oh, the video of the guy kicking the phone. I can't watch that. It makes my blood fucking boil. Like, it's the dude who there's just these two people that can't have ideas, and he's pro-choice and she's the woman with the camera is pro-life.
Right.
And like the way he like sets up to do it and like gets ready to do it, but his whole attitude leading up to it, it makes me fucking physically ill. It makes me so fucking sick because it's like the whole side of the I guess the left is so bad now to where it's like if you don't have the exact idea of what we do, your hate speech and your fascism, and we have every right to violently destroy you.
Right.
Fuck out of here, dude. Like, you know, there's bad examples for the right and the left, but like it's so bad with the left now.
Oh, and it's just extremes are bad.
Extremes are bad. Like, I guess I shouldn't say the left is bad. I'm not saying that, but
I say you just see
the flavor of extreme.
You say like both sides.
Talking left.
The most extreme parts are the parts that come to the forefront.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm not for the
like you see the extreme left. Extreme right is fucking like people in white hoods, burning crosses and shit. Like,
yeah. I've seen like really really dumb shit. Like some chick on the left tried to find where not Ben Shapiro, where this fucking guy Crowder.
Okay. Yeah.
Steven Crowder. You know who that is?
A little less than Shapiro.
You've seen the meme, It Changed My Mind?
Yeah.
That's Crowder.
Okay.
He's not really a righty. He's more of like a debate expert. And he's an expert because he's very patient. And he knows how to just sit back and let you talk. And then he'll have a very calculated
poignant
reply.
remark.
Yeah. And he's not nasty or sarcastic or anything. It's very straight.
Lets you wear yourself out.
Yeah, he's
hits your weak spot.
Oh yeah, he's KKK was created by the left, not the right. More misinformation. I don't know.
Well, are we discussing?
Please give me a history lesson.
Are we discussing before the Democratic and Republican parties switched platforms? Because then yes, you would be correct.
But Crowder.
That happened in like the mid 1900s,
like in the 60s. Yeah. That happened recently, and the KKK is old.
Anyways, this chick on the left, Crowder didn't do anything. Crowder just said, "I would like to have a debate with you." That's it. And she tried to get people to find where he was and firebomb him, like kill him. Actually, like threatened his life, and that to me was a little fucked up. But
the amount of death threats that people get overall is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
both sides.
It's a little ridiculous, like how out of hand it's gotten, and we've had Trump in office for how long? 2 years coming up. It's coming up on 3. Yeah. And shows how much I know. Well, I never claimed to be an expert, but
is it almost over?
Has anything bad happened yet, though? Exactly.
I mean, no worse than any of the rest of them.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's just the world keeps fucking spinning.
Okay, I mean,
wow, Nate, what crawled up your ass and died trolling hard? Hey, he might be trolling, but he made me laugh today when I was like dying from being sick. So let's all be nice to Nate. He's just there. He posts the best Sesame Street memes. The Bert and Ernie memes are the best.
I was going through those right before I came here. I'm like, this is great. People are going to go down to check out the podcast.
Good, yeah.
and they'll see this.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I've had family members already tell me, they're like, yeah, I had to delete you off Facebook. I'm like, why? They're like, your shit is horrible. And I'm like, well, I have a podcast now, but it's even worse.
I'm sorry that I shitpost.
Yeah.
I have a license for it, though, so fuck off.
I should. I should be a card-carrying member. I used to be way worse, too. And then I had an incident, and then I stopped. I pulled it back way hard.
I mean, I'll say I specialize in it for irony's sake, because it's fucking hilarious.
Well, the day the Ariana Grande bombing happened, I posted one that said my music is the bomb, and someone found me on the street that day and like screamed at me because kids died during it. And while this person did later on, 2 days later, apologize to me and said I was really, he's like, I was really fucked up. I was on pills and alcohol, and like I really shouldn't have said that, and it was just embarrassing. I'm really sorry. But it struck a chord with me so bad that I stopped doing a lot of it. Like 90% of what I used to post, I don't do it anymore.
Right. I mean, and I think that kind of, it toes the line of what we were talking about before of like, there's complaining about things that are petty to you and serious things, and then there's also towing the line about, I'll say, joking about it. There's petty things you can joke about that are horrible, and then there's certain things that, there's that threshold that in the right company you can get away with it, but on broad platforms it can't.
Yeah, it's just like a know your audience type thing.
Right.
I guess I was upset, but it was at myself, and I completely.
But I'm white, 25, male. I'll be the devil's advocate because we love to do that, and I'll be the first person to go, Syria, and how many children died from American bombs from us. That when one person goes off the deep edge, we have this weird knee-jerk reaction that, oh no, people are bad and whatnot. It's like, we live in a weird, stressful time, but we will send boys off to die, and without question, we don't know what they're doing. We're not allowed to. That's not declassified. And then they come back all messed up, PTSD and the like, and we're like, what did you do? Well, I sat in a drone booth, and I watched over and over and over, and we don't question that, but it's insensitive for you to make a lighthearted joke, to maybe even process the actual situation, because, oh no, you shouldn't say that. But that same person won't say anything about us dropping bombs in other countries. You know.
I guess it's one of those things where I believe that that's like comparing, I guess, apples to oranges, where it's like.
It's both fruit.
I've never made jokes about the bombings or anything.
Right.
But like, I think it made
Mitch. He's saying like
people
get up in arms over things that happen in other countries, but we don't take responsibility for those things our own countries do.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I've never posted the things that bomb. I'm not saying that to make myself look better.
No,
I'm saying that because I never posted stuff like that. Like, I post stuff to shock people and to make them go, oh my god. Because ultimately, like, my goal would be
awareness.
No, I don't give a fuck. But like, my goal is, holy shit, this is terrible. This is fucking bad. But if you can just laugh a little bit.
Right, and that's kind of
because like that's how I get through tragedy.
Using it as a way to process it.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
It is a coping mechanism.
Exactly, coping.
Yeah.
I mean, look at our generation. We constantly make jokes about suicide and whatnot on the daily.
That fucks with me a little bit.
And well, I'll recognize it as that's a defense mechanism for the state of affairs right now, and the fact that we have this platform to, I'm not having a good day today, I'm going to let the world know. That does actually let a lot of weight off of us, and it's, a little alarming when you look at the underlying causes and what it really is, that it's mass depression, it's mass rates in suicide, but we're expressing it more than our previous generations ever have. And that's I think the weird part of it is previous generations didn't talk about this stuff at all. You didn't talk about if you're feeling depressed or suicidal or whatnot, especially men.
Do you think
It's a whole new horizon.
Do you
really.
think that that's a better? I think part of me thinks that that's better if you don't talk about it, because then, now hear me out. If you I was just about to say, what if they had Facebook during Vietnam? Think of the extreme different sides. The doves and the hawks, the people who were super against the war at home,
Right.
versus the people who were for the war that went off to do it. And then think about what they did while they were there, and then what they experienced when they came back, and what they experienced for like 10 plus years after they came back. Not just the PTSD, but the ridicule. They got rocks thrown at them.
Mm-hmm.
They got fucking shit thrown at them. The people burned their houses down, called them baby killers.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think if you had Facebook back then, the troops would not have been attacked.
I
They would have been sympathized with more.
I feel like, well, that's a possibility. But also, there's a saying that I really like that goes, soft, I'm going to fuck this up, but you'll know what I'm saying.
Soft times make
Yes.
hard men.
Yes.
Hard men make good times make soft men.
Yes. Now, I fully believe that, and I feel like our generation is full of a lot of pussies. Like, you gotta fucking, sometimes you feel like, oh, if you drive in a Quick Trip, and you need to get gas, and there's no stalls open, and you have a fucking panic attack because you don't know how to wait in line, and so you go home and cry and then blog about it, dude, kill yourself. Jump off a fucking building, because I don't need you in the world anymore.
Right. No, and
I just said it.
I've definitely, I'll say, expressed that sentiment to a point of, if you can't get a handle on life without the rest of us taking care of you, nature doesn't owe you anything other than chewing you up and spitting you out.
Fuck yeah, man.
But we're competent creatures.
Yeah.
We have these things called prefrontal cortexes, so do a little bit of pre-planning and, use some cognizance.
Like, adapt and survive.
And
Come on.
adapt and survive. And, I mean, I work in essentially a haven for substance abuse, and I see people of every walk of life come into my shop, be it chemo patients, addicts that are on the brink, every edge of it, people that are at rock bottom. And the one thing I consistently hear is, it's something other than me. And there's no accountability left in the world.
No, there isn't.
There's minimal accountability left in the world where y'all wonder how I got really good at art. I'll be the first to say it. I did a lot of psychedelics, but I made art while I was doing that consistently for hours on end, and it's like putting weights on a bar.
Yeah.
It makes it harder to do, but as I got used to it, of even just put a line down and, yeah, you're tripping balls. And that line moves, you have to figure out what's reality and paint a painting while it's moving.
Do you still have some of the first art that you ever did?
Some, yep. There's
Yeah.
one piece in the shop that's one of my original oils.
Yeah.
But otherwise, everything is all in people's houses.
Okay.
Oh, right on.
It's all sold.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, yeah, I just wanted to I saw I think it was Danny Marquardt posted the other day about how it was something like your first video, your first everything is gonna suck.
Yep.
Your first art piece and everything,
Yep.
and then I commented like, if you ever watched the first video I ever did, it was horrible and it was way too long and it was just people bullshitting.
Right.
And then you look at the newest one we did, and it's such a difference of like 2 years later. And that guy over there helped a lot. And I would have loved to seen. Do you have a picture of your first one, like your first one ever?
Let me see. If
Like
we
that
can
you
find-
have, that you can, the earliest one you can go back, because I would love to see that versus like something you just did.
Let's see if we can find the owl.
Is it on Facebook?
Oh, somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Caleb can find it online on your profile,
No,
he can bring it up for everybody to see.
Yeah, no, it's not easy to find the owl.
Oh, it's an owl?
Uh-huh.
Cool. You believe that owls aren't from Earth?
No,
You
no,
ever
I've
you
never
ever
heard
about
that. No, never heard that. I've heard that about octopuses.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh,
I was about to
because
bring
they're
that
so
up.
intelligent.
That and their DNA and RNA don't match anything else on the planet.
Well,
and
they have more coding.
Yeah.
Is it like excess coding?
Yeah, so we have like 3,000 some pairs, 4,000 pairs of genetic coding.
Mm-hmm.
They have like 8,900 something.
Duh.
So and we don't know what all that extra stuff does, but they think it's how they control their bodies so morphic. They can change color, temperature, everything at a whim.
Yeah.
They have total control over all those systems.
Have you ever seen that video of where they brought? You can keep looking. I'll just tell this passively. There's a video that this miniature. It wasn't big, but it was like the size of one of us. An octopus got on a boat, and it was fine. It wasn't gonna die, but it found a crack like this big on a boat.
Oh yeah, and then it escaped.
It changed colors and went through it really slowly, but it got out. It just fine, and it went into the ocean and swam away. And they were like Googling while they were watching it. They were Googling why it does that. It turned from red to white. The white meant it felt like it was in danger.
Right.
Because I mean it's out of its element. So and it shrank. It squeezed itself like jelly out of this little thing, and it was just a group of tourists watching it. And they were just it got itself out, went into the ocean, and just swam away. And it was really cool to watch. The whole video is like 3 minutes long, and you could probably find it. But I've heard that the theory is that you guys were talking about suicide, got off on a tangent, and heard something about owls. Native American culture, owls are symbol of death. So nice tie in there. Oh, thank you.
Oh, there will be a lot of tangents tonight, probably.
That's good.
Unintentional tie-ins. Or just that good.
Unintentional tie. That's the side project title, by the way, so don't use that too much.
Unintentional tangent.
Tie-ins.
Tangents.
Tangents and tie-ins.
Ooh, sounds like a band name.
Write that down. The theory is that their octopus eggs came on an asteroid. That's, I mean, if they deep freeze in space.
Well, and that would
And then they land,
definitely
and then-
be like a test to run is take them and see how resilient they are, like instantaneous freezing, removal of moisture, and then rehydration. Because mushroom spores can survive the vacuum of space. That's how they think.
Really?
That's how they think all mushrooms were spored onto Earth was
Just from...
Yep, floating around, get pegged by meteorites and kind of catch onto them and land on different planets. So they believe if there's any life on anywhere, it's most likely fungal.
Makes sense.
There was
they're
this,
so weird. They're so strange and, unique to themselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't look like anything else. There was an article that I read that they found a rock on the moon that's from Earth, like a giant fucking rock.
Well, wasn't the moon supposed to have been part of Earth?
That's what I've heard.
Well, there were a collision.
Well, right,
so there's probably points of collision where they fragmented together.
Yeah.
And to find that, see what geological mix that is, would be interesting.
Absolutely.
I love shit like that. Were you able to find it?
No, but I
No.
will see if we can't get it brought up from somebody. Well, the owner.
Okay.
If they can get us a picture.
I was gonna say we should probably have you talk about yourself instead of
Shenanigans.
our stupid world. No, I love the word. I love the Earth.
Well, about me. So this
Yeah,
summer
tell
I
us
got
about
some
yourself.
stuff going on.
Well, first, can you just tell us what do you do? Like, what's your life?
So I paint, I create, I try and inspire people, and I'll say be a part of this community. We were talking in the car before. I said I was one of those people that didn't think I was going to make it to like 18, 19. Well, I'm here at 25. So I'm gonna fucking do something with it.
Did you think that you were gonna do yourself in?
I did, yes.
Really?
Yes, I did. I had one attempt, put me in the psych ward. Stopped actually all my art classes and everything, and I just finished out high school with the bare minimum because I had fried my own head. I just put myself in a bad place, and so the whole story of me starting art again starts with that owl. 3 years of just normal life, working, paying bills. My late friend Lydia, asked, "Oh, can you paint me something?" And I looked at her and I said, "Girl, I have never touched paints before. I draw."
Mm.
And she said, "Well, I'll buy you the supplies." She gets me a whole bunch of stuff, tells me what she wants. About a month goes by and I finish it, and she loves it. Our wonderful friend Nejla at Slim's is said owner of the owl. Well, for those of you watching, for those of you who know Lydia, you know the story. Lydia, about 9 months after that, committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And so I vowed I'm never going to stop making art again.
So she got you started?
Yep.
That's
Well,
awesome.
restarted. She
Yeah.
put me back on the rails and
She inspired you to take it to another level.
yes, and she saw faith in me that I could do this. And I even fought with her for like a week that I can't paint, that's not my medium and stuff, and she just pretty much was too damn insistent. And, you know, that's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely for the best. And I didn't stop painting. I loved it. It was different than playing with a pen and ink and stuff. I was able to cover pieces more quickly. And that's how my portfolio got so big, actually, was I spent each night and I'd finish 1, 2 paintings, small ones in a night. I'd do larger ones on the side as well, and I'd have just multiple things going on because my head was just going nuts with it. I loved it. And the first few I sold, it was sporadic. I can't even remember who they all went to. Co-workers, family, friends and stuff. And didn't think much of it, just went and bought more paint. Kept on going. It was like a year in, I realized, oh, I've done a lot. I had a little Facebook portfolio build up and stuff, and at that point there was probably like 200 paintings made and sold. And that's when I got curious. Went around to all the other galleries and stuff, and I started asking questions and found out that's a big number for people to sell. Artists don't sell that much art usually. So that led to, I'll say, another fire under my ass, and I kept going and I pushed myself even further. We cleaned out a spare room in our house and we set me up a full studio. The entire first year I painted on the kitchen table and made an absolute damn mess of the house. There's still paint stains all over the kitchen. Love you, Brett. Thank you for letting me trash the house.
Is he watching right now?
He might.
I haven't really seen who's all in
He
here.
might pop in and see what's up.
Who are we looking for? Brett.
Brett Libertine. He probably isn't. He's a lame, but I love him.
Oh, I mean, we just started. There's plenty of time.
So yeah, I went through and kind of took stock of myself and realized how far I had gotten in a year-ish and doubled down on everything. That summer I started doing the farmer's market then, just selling art, which was a challenge in itself, making enough new paintings that each week regulars I could show them different things. They weren't just looking at the same piece over and over. I've found that's probably the one key I've had to success is consistency. With anything, whatever you're doing, at least keep doing it.
Show up.
Show up.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, and with what we were saying earlier, your first painting is gonna suck. Your first song is gonna suck.
Yeah.
Your first everything is not gonna go well.
Mm-hmm.
We naturally adapt, though. It's beautiful once you start picking something up that it's little things. You know, you're holding a pen or pencil in your hand and you feel through your hand pressure. And if you listen to that, you know, you learn faster. Same thing with hitting a nail into wood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you sit there and tap it, you get a good result. Hit it with a skillful hit, though. You get the results you want, and you feel that. And obviously, we'll slip up with a hammer and nail and smash your finger in, and you also learn how not to do it. And we were talking earlier about accountability and stuff. I think the world's a little too apprehensive of pain as well.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, the entire United States is, well, I'm sure the whole world is getting there, but, like, this is all I hear about is, like, do you need Xanax?
and opiates
Do you need any fuck? Yeah, it's like,
and physical pain, emotional
Fucking-
pain, any kind of pain, we are absolutely terrified
I
of it.
feel like we need to experience. You need to experience pain, physical
absolutely.
and emotional and mental.
Well, there's thoughts and like studies that, I mean, you have to feel that to learn what not to do.
Yeah.
If you've never felt heat before and you touch a stove for the first time, you're really confused as to why the hell that hurts so bad. Little 4 or 6 year old.
Yeah.
I use this example all the time, and we just don't translate that very well socially to the rest of our experiences.
Yeah.
And we acknowledge that it's a type of pain when, someone wrongs us or leaves us, anything like that. But we do everything in our power to numb it, push it out,
Yeah.
versus processing it. And I think that's even where the world gets a little, I don't know, say butthurt, that some people make dark jokes. Well, we're the ones who are thinking about those subjects and why they're so wrong and why they're so dark. We get it. We know that's what we're pointing out. You don't need to tell us that.
Yeah.
We have the intelligence that we made the joke. And I almost, you want to slow clap the people that tell you it's insulting, because it's like, yep, you got what's so wrong about that. And
You wouldn't believe, like, how, like, the people that have been on here, a good chunk of them, have told me, they're like, you wouldn't believe how nervous I am right now. And I get it, and I do, because there's this huge stigma about our whole generation hates people. They hate people. They do.
no, we're self-obsessed.
Right. They were self-obsessed, but like at the same, we hate people. We hate the fact that we have to go out. We make a joke that we like to be at home. We like to avoid society. We like to just be away from any other human physical reaction or activity. And at the same time, because everyone's an introvert now, and then when I have people that want to come on here and put themselves out in front of all these people and be on here for forever and be put onto YouTube and be seen by everybody, and seeing how at the beginning of the episode they're very, very closed off. She's not antisocial, but my best example is always Vicky Burgoyne.
I know, Vicky.
I hope I said that last name right.
Close enough.
Burgoyne, Burgers and Fries, I don't know. But she started the podcast like this. Sitting like this.
Closed off and defensive.
Yes, her body language was very clear. And I sit like this no matter what. I'm always sitting forward. And near the middle, she starts sitting like this too. By the end of it, dude, we were sitting like this. Both of us were forward, like very close on the table. And like to see I can drag my finger and make the video fast forward, and you can see us like leaning forward. It's really, really neat how it happened and how she opened up. And to see people go from being so antisocial, not saying she is, but to go from something like that to that in just 2 hours, I just want people to think of what they could do if they really tried, and not, like, maybe next time your friend invites you to go out. Some people don't like going out, but let's say like you're miserable at home and all you do is fucking scroll through Facebook, and you're just gonna be miserable seeing everyone's vacation pics and party pics.
Dopamine as you're sitting there.
Yeah, it is. It's addicting. Like, I'm guilty of it too. But just next time your friend invites you out or go for even a cup of coffee, and you're thinking, oh, the drive's gonna suck, I don't have any music to listen to, Starbucks sucks, it's like, fuck all that, and go and talk to some friends and realize that, like, maybe all of a sudden you make this connection, or maybe your friend's like, hey, we're going to go out this Saturday, you should come with. And then you meet the guy or girl of your fucking dreams and you end up getting married 3 years later. You don't know, but you close yourself off from that if all you want to do is sit on the fucking couch and go through your phone. You got to get out there and experience life, because all you're going to do is sit on Tumblr and slowly get more depressed.
Mm-hmm. And it's...
Sorry.
No, and it's a self-reciprocating cycle that, I mean, you can temporarily numb it and satisfy yourself, but it's not what your brain is asking for. It's not the kind of stimulation you need.
By the way, if you want water, I have tons of bottles of water out there. If you really need any, yeah, just let me know. I can grab you one. Or Caleb can. I don't know.
And yeah, people, with the pain thing, emotions, physical, we find ways to numb that. Like I said, I see people of all walks of life coming into my shop each day. And
where do you work?
Torch Glass.
What do you do there?
I'm the general manager.
What do you do there?
So, well, we sell bongs and pipes.
Okay.
But more than that,
call me, please. Just kidding. He didn't fucking.
More than that, though, I mean, I teach people in a sense, like harm reduction, things like that, how to keep themselves out of fucking harm's way and trouble. And that's, I'll say, just kind of my personal take on what a head shop clerk should do, is when you have myths and things, acid stays in your spine, ecstasy eats holes out of your head, that kind of stuff. When you've got those old myths and whatnot walking into my shop, which, oh yeah, people still think like that. Even to the newer ones, there's plenty of them. I take it as a point of pride to educate people, at least how to use these things safely, because I know they're coming in and I know they're using it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like a child, you tell them not to do it, what do they want to do? They want to do it more.
Yeah. You
tell them how to do it properly and safely the first time. They're golden. They're kids. They're sponges. They'll listen.
Yeah.
And I take the same mentality of, if you have anybody in a position of curiosity, your head works like a child's. You will believe what is given to you with gospel truth equivalence. And that's why rehab works and doesn't work. That's why therapy works and doesn't work for some people. A lot of the time it's the placebo effect of you're walking in and asking for help. You're acknowledging you have a problem. So teach people how to do that. Teach people how to recognize signs of when shooting up dope and 5 months into a bender and you're losing weight, you're this, you're jaundiced, you're that. You recognize those signs and learn how to take care of yourself afterwards. But instead we teach them, no, that's a point of pain. Numb it, hide it, cover it up, don't look at it. And, well, that's why you have hundreds of thousands of people gacked out on crack and dope and everything else. Because they're actively seeking to numb other problems, numb other pains. Psychedelics, where you can use psychs to face mental problems, depression, the like. That's because you have to sit down with that intention. You can't just pop a tab of acid and I'm better now. No, you have to sit down and go, that shit my family did to me when I was 10 really fucked me up. This is why it fucked me up. And you have to process that and think about it. And it's not pleasant. We don't do that shit anymore. And well, never really have. We were saying earlier before about a past generation is, don't speak unless you're spoken to, kind of, and they didn't talk about their depression and their problems. And you had said with your counterpoint that you think, to an extent, it should be kept to yourself. And absolutely, I do have, I'll say, a boundary line on that where have some foresight and some conscience to give your problems certain amounts of weight. and take your petty problems that you know you can solve, give them that petty weight, and you can pick them up and you can solve those problems. And give your truly hard problems the emotional weight they deserve, and go, yo, I got this really big piece of baggage, and I need somebody to help me pick it up. But to go around and take very small petty things and to put the large emotional baggage on them and saying this needs validation, yeah, that's where I agree. That's, I think, fucking things up.
Yeah.
We constantly need to
That's
talk
a
about
really
every
good way of
problem.
putting it.
No, you need to learn how to put the right weight onto your problems.
You need to prioritize correctly.
Exactly. And, well, that's a sense of responsibility.
I really like that analogy. Like, yeah, I mean, there's no shame in saying I need some help once in a while, but like I said, when you're doing it with every little thing, you know, can you ask the waitress for more napkins? I can't. I have anxiety.
Well,
Fuck off.
Like, just get the thing that you want. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
like-
and you'll find that it's more satisfying that way anyways.
yeah, like when you've done it yourself.
Yeah. Well, people don't give a shit anymore about that, but no, I really like that point that you just made, that that assigning baggage. I feel like it's one of those things that I'm going to remember for a long time. Like, certain things that people say to me, they stick longer.
Good.
And I can feel, like, when somebody says it, it feels like it's like that footage of when they stuck the flag in the moon.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt it, like, go in. And it's like, okay, like, it's a flag, but it's got that saying on it. And it's got your name on it. And I felt it go in. I've heard so much stuff from him, from a lot of people who sat in that chair, and just people I've met over the years. And there's all kinds of shit that people have said to me, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of them.
Well, I'm proud to have colonized your brain.
Yes.
Colonize my brain. Write that down.
That's fantastic.
Write that down, please.
Brain colonization.
Nope.
Colonize
Colonize my
your brain.
Colonize my brain.
I'm proud to.
Yeah, I was gonna
colonize
say,
your brain.
don't fuck it up.
It's a T-shirt.
We're not making this much merch. We might make
should,
like.
no. That should be a T-shirt for James. He
All
should.
the-
That
all
should be
the-
his.
Oh,
He
sorry,
can colonize
yeah.
other people's brains with his art.
Oh, no, fair.
That'd be cool. Just have like
If
James
you-
like standing like this, you know, with the some
But I
whatever
want it.
he wants behind
But I
him.
want it in your style. Like, I've seen some of your stuff where there's like the waves of the auras coming off of it.
Right.
If you could get somebody standing like that, like on a planet, like, well, this is a bad example, but
Yeah,
some girl from GameStop gave me this. It's just some chick with giant tits. She's like, you can have this. I'm like, oh, okay. And you know who that is?
Yeah.
I don't even know. What is that? Soul Calibur?
Yeah, I've played Soul Calibur.
Oh, I've never actually played Soul Calibur, so
You know, it's knockoff Mortal Kombat.
oh, dude, I remember when Soul Calibur came out. Dude, I was actually a big fan of Tekken when I was younger. I wasn't a
Tekken is knockoff Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. I 100%
Well,
agree with that.
Well, actually, we can really reiterate it.
Isn't-
Tekken is knockoff Street Fighter.
I would say like, isn't everything just
Oh.
knockoff Street Fighter?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Mortal Kombat was after. Well, Street Fighter was like early 80s, wasn't it? And Mortal Kombat was like
90s.
like very early 90s. Okay. I saw.
But it's still a ripoff. Tekken is still a ripoff of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
even though it
absolutely.
predecesses it.
I had the demo. I had the demo for Tekken, on the PS1.
Oh,
It was one of the
okay.
demo discs. Do you remember demo discs? Probably not.
Oh yeah. No, I had
Oh,
a
you
few.
do?
I
Okay.
had a few. Get your gamer mag and
Demo discs.
send them the shipping and get a random game sent to you.
Yeah,
You could
it
play
was.
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then just shut off, or it would return you to the main screen. It's like, I want to play.
The cool part about a lot of those demo discs was they were the full game. A lot of them have the full game on it, but there's like governors and limiters on it.
Oh yeah, locks. Yeah.
Yep. So there was one game in particular that's super famous that if you have the demo disc for it, there's actually a way to get past it. And
Oh, was it It wasn't Saints Row, was it?
no, I want to say it was like Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, the original.
Yeah, it was like
Mm.
something like that, or like the second one. The demo they released with it was
The game.
The full game.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
And it just had a simple code programming lock on it.
Yeah.
You could go modify it and
Yeah,
then be done.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Nah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I think it would be
man, I
just
would've loved to
definitely
figure
cheaper
that
to
out.
print the whole game on there as opposed to having to redesign it so it only sits at this spot.
Right, and then you just remove that one bit of code.
Yeah. It's like this. It will not allow you to go any further.
Do you still play video games at all, or are you kind of out of that?
So every now and then I pick them up. We just got a Switch.
Oh, nice.
Very
So-
nice. I need to get one of those.
Got that a few months ago. Made it part of the way through Legend of Zelda: The Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that game is huge. Frustrating. 12-year-old me is screaming, "This is not Zelda. This is Skyrim.
Yeah,
This is
that's what I've
Skyrim with a
heard.
Zelda mod over it."
Oh man, you can get if you play Skyrim on the Switch, you can get Link in Skyrim.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I think it's just his clothing, but
Okay,
like
okay.
it is like true licensed
Right
stuff.
on.
Like it is him. It's Link.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to get a Switch so bad, but like I can't. I just
Pick one
can't.
up. They're worth it.
I just can't. I got a PS4 and an Xbox One X, so like I'm feeding two consoles, and I also like a third. All I want though is Breath of the Wild.
Smash.
No,
You don't want to get it for Smash? Okay.
no.
Okay.
The last time I played Smash Brothers was N64, and I played it at Beer Nuts when Nejla still ran the place,
Right.
and I was so bad at it because I hadn't played it since I was like 12.
Well, one of those controllers at Beer Nuts didn't work right either.
I never blamed the controller. I'm like, dude, I just fucking suck.
Oh no, we sat there, we were playing Mario Kart one night, and like we set the controller down, and it just like the cart started like doing this and pulling to the side, and we're like, yeah, this is Fubar.
Fubar. Yeah, I always am like, they're like, how many beers you had? I'm like, I just got here. I'm like, oh, you just suck that bad? I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I would get it for Bayonetta 2. I'm a big fan of Bayonetta.
Okay.
So just Zelda, Bayonetta. That's it. I can't think of any other Switch games I'd want to play. But I can't justify buying a $300 console for 2 games.
No,
Now,
that's reasonable.
if I was able to get the Switch and Zelda for under $300, I'm there. Like that's it's done. I'll do it.
Right on.
And I heard rumors multiple times now that they're coming out with 2 new models of Switch.
Yes, they're making a light and a gamer heavy.
That's not confirmed though. It's just rumors.
Right.
They found a printing of it like somewhere in like the New York Times or something, but like that it's still not confirmed. They said it
Right.
wasn't real.
Right, they haven't said anything about it, and they're denying
Right,
it.
but it's come up twice now. So I'm leaning towards it probably is true, but it's not 100%. And if I'll probably just get the gamer heavy one, like the heavy features.
If anything, I think what they're gonna do is have the first generation of it, and then re-release it, and it's gonna be a light mode, and they're gonna re-release it where the normal one is probably got slightly amped up specs to match with the year of time passing, and make that the game heavy one, but not have the way the article's presented is that there was going to be like 3 of them.
Oh, what?
That there would be the normal one, the heavy
Yeah.
specs, and the light specs. I think what they're going to do, the way I interpreted it, was they have the current one, and then they're going to branch it into 2 different ones.
So you think the original one would just be like a big price drop then?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably clear out all the units and whatnot, because they don't make money off units.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they sold the other one.
The Wii U?
Yeah, they sold that one like at a loss.
Yeah.
Like
I heard that was a disaster.
Like they purposely sold it at a loss even for everything else, and they were supposed to make the money off the games. And yeah, no, the Wii U was a disaster.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get it. I didn't get that or the Wii.
Nintendo is like Microsoft though, where they release a good one, and then they flop, and then they release a good one, and then they flop, and good one and flop, and good one and flop. And I'd say the only time they broke that cycle was when they released the GameCube, and then right after the original Wii. That was like they did 2 good things in a row there. But then yeah, they fucked up with the Wii U.
Yeah.
But to bring everything that they worked on kind of together with the Switch,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful unit. I've brought it around. It's got a good battery life. I've literally like fit it into my jean pockets
Mm-hmm.
and controllers and everything in one pocket, the unit in another pocket. It's comfy. It's no bigger than a tablet.
Yeah, one of my buddies just brings it in at work and just fucks around with it. Dude, he's playing Super Smash Brothers with another person there. They're just like facing off each other at break. I'm like, Jesus, dude, like, where's the link cable? Like, oh, it's not the fucking 90s anymore. So.
Right.
Yeah, I really, like I said, I want it, but it's just, I can't justify it.
So, yeah, we've got one of those. Every now and then I pull out classic zombies. Black Ops.
Oh.
We'll pull out
Okay.
zombies every now and then. And with me having a working computer now, thank the Lord. Yeah, I pulled out a few classic PC games. I just installed Morrowind the other night.
Oh, God. I've never even played that.
So
I've heard it's the best of the series.
It's the most in-depth lore-wise, and depending on how you like to play your role-playing games, it gives you a lot of control over the character.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it's the best also.
The only thing that sucks about it is the map is huge, and traversing it is probably one of the more clunky.
I say it's older mechanics, so it's probably a little more rough.
The engine's a little stiffer. You can't Skyrim your way up a mountain in Morrowind. You can barely walk over rocks. Depending on, and it's literally depending on your character's athletic skill.
Is there a jump mechanic?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it's based off skill. So like level 1, you're like boop.
Yeah.
Level 60, you can clear like half buildings.
Yeah.
And so it gave you a lot of control to make very strange characters.
Isn't Morrowind available on the Xbox One? Or is it not? I don't know.
I think they made a remaster of it, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm not. They did not remaster it. That would be on national news. Because that's what everybody wants.
Right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's backwards compatible, though, on the Xbox One X. Did you ever play the original Battlefronts?
Mm-hmm.
They just released, so they have this thing called Games with Gold on the Xbox One. So if you have Xbox Live Gold, they give you 4 games free a month.
Okay.
They give you 2 free 360 games and 2 Xbox One games. They're not always the greatest, and they're a couple years old, but they're free. And this month, they gave you, one of the games was Battlefront 2 for the original Xbox.
Hell yeah.
And I was playing it the other day, and I'm like, I felt like I was in my bedroom at my parents' with the sun blasting in, but I had the accordion blind, so only a little bit came through.
Did you have a plate of pizza rolls in front of you?
No.
Bag of Funyuns, anything?
I wasn't allowed to have food near my room. And so every time I wanted to eat, I had to leave. And so this is really fucked up, but if I ever wanted to lose weight, I would just play more video games because I wouldn't leave my room to eat. My mom would be like, Mitch, have you eaten today? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, are you gonna? I'm like,
one more level.
Probably not. And all of a sudden it's like 3 a.m. and they're like, I'm like, ugh. So now it's horrible because now I have everything is right there. And
I did most of the chores growing up, so I could eat wherever.
Well, that's
if I wanted to have a bowl of cereal in the bathtub.
In the bathtub. Why isn't the logo showing?
I just had to fix something quick.
Oh, okay.
I was the one who was going to be doing the dishes later and cleaning up everything later, so
yeah.
I had a nice free reign in my house, but it was structured. We cleaned when things got, to a point, and homework came first. Then I could go run around and do whatever I wanted. But it was that I got to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
I had a very lax childhood, and I think that led to a lot of my creativity. Because I'd take things and build, destroy, whatever I wanted to do.
Did you have a lot of Legos growing up?
Oh, I had all the Legos growing up.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
I could take a queen-size blanket and lay it out and have about 2-3 inch thick pile of Legos spread out the entire surface, and I would like cinch sack it up, and it went into a tote, And that was how I took care of all of it, so it wouldn't get
Yeah.
messy. And I'd just pull that cinch sack out, lay everything out, and I'd like make a pile or a hole in the center and sit in the middle of it, and just be surrounded with this field of Legos.
That's awesome. I love that.
I was I'll say I was stupid.
No,
I was
dude, that's
stupid.
awesome.
I gave those away when I was 14.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
you gave them away?
Oh, and it was like straight up. It was probably like $1,500, $2,000
Yeah.
worth of Legos.
Oh, dude, probably more if you think about like they're worth more than their weight in gold.
I
like
had every original.
no, they are. Look that up.
I
No,
had
I don't
every-
doubt you. I have so many Legos, dude. I used to have all the original Star Wars Lego sets when they came out.
I had every original Bionicle.
Me too. I had all six.
I had a lot of the original second gen Bionicles and stuff. The Technic series.
Yes, I bought one in it wasn't Boulder, Colorado. Oh, Crested Butte, where you pulled like the lever on the back and their head would strike forward. Yeah, I still, dude. Oh,
Or they'd swing their weapon or whatever.
yeah.
I found weird ways to modify those into like little machines and stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was all functional like gears and stuff. I have the there were like there's Bionicle Netflix.
Oh yes,
I'm
yes.
pretty sure there is.
Yes,
This
they
is my
did
phone.
make.
Yeah, they still got it going.
I remember you used to be able to get this DVD. It was either in like a thing of like corn pops or something, or whatever the cereal was. I gotta have my pops. Whatever the hell it was, and you used to be able to get this DVD, and it was right when DVDs came out. So like no one was buying them because no one had the player yet.
Right.
And my computer was so bad at the time we were watching it, and it was like this Bionicle would like climb up this mountain. And right as it got to the top, it would just freeze and crash my computer, so I never found out where he's going.
I think I know what that was too. That was like the promo video for the Montanui thing.
Montanui, yeah.
I remember like hours of playing on like the Lego website and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how good a babysitter the internet was as a kid.
I didn't have the internet till I was 16.
Oh, dude, when I was a kid, my mom plopped me in front of the computer when I was 4, and I had pinball and paint.
That's good
Classic
enough. You don't
90,
need any more than
yep,
that.
classic
Fuck out of
98.
here if you need more.
Pretty much learned how to manipulate a computer to do whatever I wanted for simple purposes as I got older. I haven't paid for music. I haven't paid for any movies in my life. I don't.
Dude, no. I mean, well, now it's not.
But now you don't anyways. So they get paid too anyways. You know the money comes from somewhere. That's ads.
Just
and
speaking to that moment for a second, it's so interesting that we grew up in the wild fucking west of like internet media.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like we saw the rise of it. We experienced the wild west of we were basically robbing these trains full of movies and music, and now it's all to regulate. It's all regulated. We pay a monthly amount and we get everything that we want.
Yep,
Spotify,
and we're
Netflix,
happy.
Hulu. Yeah, it's amazing how we've seen that transition come from nothing to we steal everything because we don't have money for
and
it.
It was, scary to steal it too.
Right.
Anyone who had Napster, Kazaa, or LimeWire knew what it was like to walk up to your parents, knowing you just gave the family computer AIDS, and then it has to get put down.
Yeah, my buddy actually got a cease and desist letter from Charter because they're like, we know what you're doing.
And see that you can't do it. You can't do that stuff anymore properly. Like you have to pay for VPNs if you want to do it. But now like internet providers are helping out the other industries where they're like, if they find out people doing it, they'll just shut them down. It's totally crazy how it's like gone from this to that to the other thing.
Hey, you might think I'm a little lame for this, but I fucking love the way things are now. I would rather have this 100 million times over
of course.
I love
than
how
the
it is.
fucking LimeWire
Oh no,
days.
I'm not complaining how it was.
Oh,
I had to reformat my computer 3 times when I was in high school because I got fucked up trying to get shit.
13-ish for me.
Oh my god, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm really good at like setting up and tearing down computers because of that.
Because of that, yeah, I was gonna say like, and everybody knew how to do it, and like when this was something I was thinking of the other day, like when you would remember going up to, I don't know if it was for you, but definitely for you. You're 25, you said? Yeah, you're not that much younger than me. This used to be a thing. Like when I got to freshman year of high school, 2004. I thought about this the other day. That was half my life ago.
Crazy.
I'm 28.
It's crazy, isn't
14 years ago, I was going into high school this August. I graduated. It's my 10-year anniversary, but we're not having a reunion because everybody fucking sucks. Well, everybody in my high school hated each other. There's only 90 kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
I miss everybody.
I don't know if my
but,
class did a 5-year. I think they planned it and then.
Well, you went to Fondy, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was it, 1,000+ kids?
Yeah.
It's like 600 per class.
Per
600
class.
to 800, yeah.
That's a lot. I get it.
Yeah.
But like 90 kids, fuck out of here. Do something. Dude, the class ahead of us like half of them met at a bar and just had drinks. That's good enough.
Right.
Good enough.
What state are we in? Wisconsin?
Well, okay, a lot. In fairness, a lot of my class moved away. Like some of them moved out of country.
Well,
so I get it.
I'm saying the ones that are left here in the state.
Yeah,
we're good at drinking. That's good enough for a reunion.
It's like let's go to a quiet bar, have some drinks, say hi, show baby pictures, and that's it. That's all it has to be. But I was thinking of this, like when I was 14 to get to high school, for a couple months, I carried a Discman.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Of course.
Okay.
Discman.
Discman.
That's just a portable CD player, right?
Hey, they could be pink or green or
no,
other colors
it
too.
was blue.
Yeah, so I've had that shit.
Okay, yeah. So I had that, and it would always go off like in my backpack. Like I remember wrapping my. Oh my god, this is blowing me away. So I used to like wrap the big headphones, not the big ones like these, but they didn't have earbuds back then. They didn't have the little iPod headphones. So I had to do the thing with the bar on the top and everything. I'd wrap them around, and they're like $25-$30 for the shit ones. And all I needed to do was make it home. I walked home, and that fall the iPod Nano came out. And I got one of those, and I was like the first person in my class to have one. It got stolen a few times.
Oh,
I always found it. It got dropped all the time. I used to have like a really shitty little like rubber case around it. That got like a couple of my friends spit in it and then put the iPod back into it. Yeah, so like, you could turn it inside out and wash it out and shit. But like, it was shitty. I think it was like maybe half a gig, a quarter of a gig.
Right.
And I could fit like I never filled it up, and I had like 200-300 songs on it.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this thing where like if you were talking to a girl, this is before we had cell phones too. We didn't get phones till like junior year. Everyone started getting phones junior year, 2007. They're like, let me see your iPod. I hand it over, and fucking just the circle. Remember the fucking clicking circle?
Satisfying noise.
Well, I always turned it off, but like the click of the wheel, and right, and you'd always have people would judge you by like what you had on your thing. They're like, "Oh, you don't have My Humps by Black Eyed Peas. Don't talk to you anymore."
Right.
Or it'd be like,
you'd also have the actual music videos on your shit.
Oh, I never got that far.
Oh, okay.
Okay, on the original iPod Nano, there wasn't any color.
Right.
And there was also no light-up screen. It did not light up.
That's right, there's no backlight.
There was no
like the original
backlight.
Game Boy.
Dude, it was like the new Game Boy. There was no games on it either. It was so, like, looking back, but I felt like I was from the future. I was like, it was like Total Recall. It was like something out of the fucking, it was like I time traveled and came back. And it was just a total life-changing thing. And like the next year, I think I got one with color on it and like 2 games.
Right.
And then, of course, LimeWire, you have like 9 songs. And they were all like, had the shitty writing and like the website after free MP3s and shit. Dude, that was to think that was 14 years ago. And like the first phone I even had was like this big, closed.
Right.
And there was no screen on the front. It was 3 bars. It glowed yellow when it was charging. It glowed red when I was getting a call. And it was green when it was done charging. I didn't know who was calling until I flipped it open. And then it had
that premise.
it had but if I flipped it open, it just said it started the call.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just have to say hello and didn't have texting.
Nope.
No texting, no internet, nothing. And the first guy to have an iPhone in our school, it was like 2009, and it was a guy below us, like a grade below us. His parents were really well off, and he had a group of girls that just around him every fucking day, just fucking playing with it and shit.
A guy like that.
Hey, he didn't earn it, but who gave a fuck? It was still working for him.
No, there was definitely a few in my graduating class and stuff and around it. They use clout, you know. They don't have anything personal to attract women or mates with. They got clout.
Who gives it? Yeah.
They got fancy feathers and shit.
That worked for them, and that I was jealous, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Well, I got personality. Who give a fuck about personality? Fuck personality when you got money. Holy shit, money all the way.
We were talking Post Malone earlier.
Yeah, no shit. That dude probably gets laid like 9 times a day.
He literally has a song on his album Paranoid, but in like one of those lines like, I've been in LA too long, see the same bitches everywhere I go.
And LA.
And then he has like a line about hit your DM, babe. It's so good, dude. You gotta listen to them.
How many people are in LA? What's the population? I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'm gonna guess. Milwaukee's 3 million, I think. I'm gonna guess Los Angeles.
I know this.
You do?
I know this.
Okay, I'm gonna guess. And then you throw out...
I got it.
Okay, let me guess. Give me a second. I'm going to embarrass myself. 15 million.
It's like 42, 44 million.
What?
You're both very wrong. First of all, New York has only 12 million people.
Great.
3.7 million.
Okay.
For Los Angeles?
Yes.
Okay.
There, let me check this other. Let me check the greater Los Angeles area to see, because that could include all of it.
God damn, New York.
It's a very popular.
Oh, I would hate. I've never been there, but
the thing
I would
with
hate
LA,
to live
you
there.
think it's big, but it's mostly businesses. You know, like there's, it's like a tourist shit. Like sure, people
LA,
live there, but like
LA is like 7 cities smushed into one.
So, the greater Los Angeles area is around 20 million. So, yeah.
What did you say again?
But I actually
42.
Yeah, but I
Mine was off too. So
checked just the
I know, and
city of Los Angeles.
I was thinking the greater New York area is closer to 40 million.
Oh yeah.
For like the whole area.
Just Manhattan though is like
Manhattan
12.
The boyfriend and I were talking about that actually the other night. We were discussing people who think Fond du Lac is too big city vibe for them.
Nah, bro, it's only 50,000 people.
And
I was wrong. New York City only has 8 million people.
And so we were discussing where Fond du Lac ranks in city number of population.
Oh, okay.
And we are number 800, like 837.
Out of
1,200 something.
Oh. So we're like above half.
Yeah, we're around. Yeah, we're in the under half.
Well, you think it's too big city? I mean, okay, we've lived here. Well, I mean, I don't really live there, but like, I still say I'm from Fondy. Like, I don't consider this. It's 10 miles away.
Yeah, Fond du Lac has like 42,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I saw Metallica in Madison, and we walked down State Street. This is a Sunday afternoon. And I'm not claustrophobic, and I got claustrophobic. I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here right now. It's a lot of fucking people. When I'm drunk, it's different. I love crowds. I don't mind crowds even when I'm sober. But, like, when I'm fucking living there, get the fuck out of here. I like the fact that I can come back here and there's nobody here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, we're all in the middle of nowhere, kind of.
I mean, even in Fond du Lac, there are nights where it's like 11 at night, midnight. And I can walk down the middle of the street because there is fucking nobody driving.
Yeah. I've always said Fondy is, it's crowded enough to where it's big enough to where if you wanted to hide, you could.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. But if you don't...
If you want to know everybody,
go right ahead.
in like 5 years, you could do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you wanted to know all the barflies, you could do that. If you wanted to know all the volunteers, you could do that. If you want to know all the local businesses, you can do that. 5 years tops, you can do it all.
And get all of them, under your belt and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a decent city. Like, I've never had any complaints about Fondy ever.
I've always just said there's not enough variety of things to do here.
Oh yeah, there's not shit.
And there's
nothing interesting.
There's no open public classes.
Very many
there's
bars.
Things that you if you want to do a class around here.
Yeah, like the tech college.
Yep, and even then the things they offer aren't.
I've started noticing a lot.
You can't even go to school in Fond du Lac to be a dental assistant.
Really?
Yeah, you got to go to Appleton.
A lot of that, a lot of stuff. Well, I graduated in 2016 from college, and I'm trying to go back, and there's a lot of shit is getting shipped out to West Bend. That's the sister campus, but still, like, I didn't want to ask, but I'm wondering, like, why can't we do this here? I mean, facility limitations.
Right.
Some stuff,
right.
Like Fondy has some stuff that you can't do in West Bend, but like, still, I'd like to see more stuff come here. Like you said, did you hear Patty's is closing already? The pizza joint.
Oh really?
It just opened.
Where was that? I don't even know what that was.
That was on Scott
Street. It's
everything that goes there dies unless it's an office.
You're right.
Yeah,
we would have died.
I wonder what it would take to keep a restaurant in that location.
I think it's bad location. There's no other restaurants on that thing.
You would literally have to spend so much money on advertising to have the best food and best prices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
You'd have to make it. You just have to make it worth it for people to do that. So, like, the problem, I'm assuming they delivered, right?
No.
There's a problem. Like, you're losing a bunch of customers that way. You're making them come to you to get the food.
Right,
the whole area around there, they're by rich area. They're gonna pay for delivery. Like, you have to pay to get, like, you got to put flyers out, and you got to get, like, coupons and discounts. You got to get people in there realizing your shit's good, so they'll come back.
Right.
Especially with the location. If you're gonna choose a location like that, you're obviously choosing it because it's cheaper.
There's no restaurant. You can open that if you want. You want to answer that live on air?
Hey, what's up, boss?
But yeah, you got to have the right location, Nah, I mean, bruh. Nah, I mean. I just got it. It's just me and you, bud.
No. That's a good question.
I just wanted to.
I might have that.
I don't want to talk to interrupt them or anything.
Oh no, well, we can just talk quietly into our microphones and have a conversation.
Just leave them be.
We still recording?
Unplug the
Yeah, of course.
lights.
Why wouldn't we?
Okay.
Oh.
I just muted his mic.
Did you catch when I said, "Are we gonna? If we went there, we would have died."
Where? Patty's?
No, when I said,
it's that place.
If we were to go to the studio on Scott Street, we would have died too because of the location.
Oh no, like I said though, because we would have been in an office, we'd have been fine.
Yeah, I know, but like you didn't catch it when I said it, and I'm like,
no, I didn't hear it.
No,
Did you die a little bit inside?
No, I didn't die. I said we would have died if we would have gone there too because of the location.
That. Oh, that way.
Because like you said, everything that goes or dies. That Subway that's open right now.
Yeah.
That was there for like years when I was a kid.
Subway though.
When I was a kid, it closed for like 15 years. When they
really?
reopened it.
Yeah,
oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is his mic back on?
Yeah, everything's back up.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, we just I was saying this joke that like because everything dies there, we were looking at an office space over there for a studio,
right.
and that way I don't have to have in this this fucking awesome shack.
Your living space. I mean.
Oh, dude, no, I don't even come in here unless he's here. Dude, we didn't do this for 2 weeks once, and I had no reason to come in here. It's just a spare bedroom.
Right.
So like, I forgot this room existed. Even when I do laundry, I don't even look in here.
Don't leave anything food-wise in here then.
I mean, I leave just drinks. Sometimes I leave in here, but like
snacks.
Come back to 2-week-old pizza.
Oh no, I don't do that. Like,
growing new pizzas.
did you ever watch? Oh god, man, this one's got extra mushrooms. Do you ever watch Cowboy Bebop when it was on? Okay, so you've seen the episode where the entire episode is he's trying to get to this fridge that's way in the fucking back of the ship.
Yes.
And it's. Do you ever watch that show?
No.
Cowboy Bebop. Do you know what it is though?
Yes.
Okay, so there's an entire episode of where he's trying to get to the back of the ship to this fridge that he forgot about. And inside it is this lobster that he completely forgot about for like 5 years. And when he opened it, it had like mutated into some giant hideous beast. And I think he just shot it out into space and that was it.
Yep, and that's the end of the episode. And he's like so upset that he's like, my lobster.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And he just said,
Oh yeah, dude. That was such a good, weird show. It was always on Adult Swim. Dude, Adult Swim.
Well, Cowboy Bebop was one of the original good like animes.
Yes,
That's from the 80s,
yes.
I think.
Nah, it's from the mid to late 90s.
Mid-90s. It came out in like 94.
Yeah, but and then America hit 97, 98.
Yeah.
I saw Adult Swim premiere. I was 7, 8. And the first show they ever played, you want to guess? It was on there for a long time. It was an anime.
That you saw on Adult Swim?
I saw Adult Swim premiere.
Yeah, and then you were trying to guess the first.
What is the first?
What's the first show they ever showed?
Bleach.
It was Dragon Ball Z, wasn't it? No.
It's not Dragon Ball Z. And it is not Bleach.
Bleach was
Inuyasha or whatever that one's called.
Inuyasha was 2002. Okay. It was Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
Yeah. That had one of the coolest opening themes I've ever seen. Although the intro to Outlaw Star is probably my all-time favorite. Inuyasha's up there too. Change the World. They played it one fucking time.
I'd have to say my favorite anime intro.
Like the theme songs.
The theme song?
Or like whatever they open or close the show with.
Oh, my favorite one would have to be from Eureka 7.
I don't know that one.
It's a more unknown one. It's actually really cool. It's about this young kid from a country town who gets picked up by a band of pirates.
Whoa.
But they're sky pirates and they have like high-tech ships.
Yes.
And in their free time they go ride like electromagnetic waves up in the atmosphere, like surfing.
Yeah.
But otherwise they take on like bounties and stuff.
Of course. It's always a space bounty space.
Yeah.
Every 90, I'm going to say it, 75% of anime is space bounty hunters.
To some degree.
It is.
Trigun, Cowboy
Fucking
Bebop.
love Trigun. It's one of my I think my all-time favorite anime, not Pokemon. It's not Dragon Ball Z. I might say it's Inuyasha, even though I haven't seen the whole thing. But Trigun is definitely up there. I've seen all of Trigun.
It's up there.
Did you ever watch that?
No.
Trigun's so fucking good.
Yeah, for intros, I'd have to say Eureka 7.
Okay.
But actual plot everything, I'd have to put it on... Oh... That's a hard pass between Full Metal Alchemist.
That's what I've heard. Never seen it, sadly.
There's a very strange one called Mushishi.
Mushishi?
Mushishi.
This one's
awesome.
really cool. It's about this guy who can see like first dimensional spirits. And these spirits are the reason and explanation for like a lot of illnesses or things happening around all these people. And it's kind of a fun way to explain Japanese folklore. That like, oh, you have a sickness in your lungs, it's this kind of demon.
Okay.
Or it's this kind of spirit infesting you. So the guy can walk around and see them and whatnot and knows how to handle them. Goes from village to village to village, seeing what problems they have to solve.
I like that. I mean, I'm not really into, like, I guess the goofy animes, like, Not Soul Eater, but
No, Soul Eater's
Soul
fucking
Eater.
goofy.
That's goofy
One
as shit.
Piece.
I can't stand that shit. I like a little more serious, dark stuff. Do you remember Rain?
Yes, but I never
Rain the
watched
Conqueror.
Yes.
It was like a space version of Alexander the Great.
Yep.
That was a fucking brute. That was a gory show. Like
Yeah,
it was
that,
and it was
that one
dark.
I never watched, but
It was creepy too.
heard that it's got a good cult following
Yeah,
for what they portrayed.
Berserk. You ever heard of Berserk?
Heard of it, yep.
Fucking, that's probably my favorite anime, to be honest. Berserk is the most. It's like 20 episodes.
Okay.
It's so tragic. It's from the 90s, and it's about this guy who he's of course. It's Japan's take on the European Middle Ages, and it's this guy named Guts who he's just a swordsman that kills for money, and he gets taken into this army called the Band of the Hawk, and throughout these episodes they just get better and more powerful. And then out of nowhere, the leader summons all these demons and then kills them all. And then all the demons eat all of Guts' friends in front of him. And they rip his arm off and let him live. And it was supposed to continue after that, and it never did.
They just left it at that.
Yes. It's so fucking... It's sad because, like, the last episode is so drawn out and tragic. It's like... I mean, it kind of is dwarfed by Attack on Titan now. Because Attack on Titan opens with everybody dying.
Yeah.
That show fucked me up. I was like, what the fuck
it's
is happening?
It's a lot to handle the very first episode.
Yeah.
But
I was like, can you stop?
one of my all-time favorite ones when I was a kid that it didn't give me nightmares, but like, because I knew it wasn't real, but at the same time it had me more invested. It was called Gundam 0083, and it was either that or Stardust Memories. And the reason I like that one is because, and it was made in the late 80s and the animation was super shitty, they actually killed people. Like, they showed people die on
the
screen.
The offshoot Gundam series, they were a little more realistic and violent with them. And then the mainline, like, canon series was more made for children.
Yeah. The ones that the one that I was watching, it's either 0083 or Stardust Memories, it was all in space because the war had ended, and it actually showed the war from both sides. It would show Earth Federation, and then the Zeon Federation. It would show like the bad guys believed just as much as you did that their side was correct. And I think at the very end of it, the war started back up, but I think the main character gets like blown into space and just gets torn apart by like pieces of shrapnel, like just go through him and kill him. And it's a fucking brutal show, but I loved it because even at the time I realized that, like, okay, someone somewhere made this and trusted that kids who watch this can handle it, and I respect that. They didn't code it in hijinks. They didn't make it goofy or funny. It was like a serious show. People died, and it was sad.
Yeah, and a lot of
that was it.
A lot of the animes from the 90s and whatnot definitely have that split. It was either this is entertainment or this has moral lessons in it. And I think that's definitely what attracts a lot of people to anime as well, is the stories are different. In Western society, we've repeated most of the same stories over and over and over. A good portion of what we get told is all Shakespearean, actually. Like, dude wrote a good portion of what we read, and it's all rehashing of certain styles. And somehow Japan doesn't have that problem. They don't use the same recipe to create what is a problem, solution, etc., and the arcs and whatnot. They have a completely different way of going about what makes a story, and so they can present some weird stuff to us.
I think Japan has an advantage to being
a symbolic language and
that, yes, but also the fact that we're the youngest country in the world.
That too.
We have like no well to draw from to draw water from. Well, it's very shallow.
No, and I've had this talk with the boyfriend. We go over stuff like this all the time, and America's only 250 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Japan is 2,000.
It's something. It's up there, dude. Yeah.
China's 8,000 years old.
Eons.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, compared to us, yes, yeah, they've been around for so much longer, and it's got meaning to them. And and a lot of people have been seeing this meme going around that tradition is peer pressure from dead people.
Mm.
Well, it's because it has meaning. That doing these actions in this way has a specific result.
Yeah.
And that is what you want to get, is that result.
Yeah. Well, when I had the flu, I Googled it, and I'm like, well, how do I get better? I was like, if this lasts for more than 3 days, I got to go to the hospital, or I got to go to urgent care or something. And so I was like, okay, on day 2, I'm like, okay, what do I do? And they're like, well, when you were younger, your mom made you chug orange juice, and here's the reason why. And they gave like all the benefits and like the antioxidants and shit that are in medicine. And I'm like, oh, okay, that has a point. And I drank a lot of orange juice, and I got better like pretty quick. And it's what you just said. It's like
America, for some reason, in the last 250 years, you all forgot how the fuck to take care of yourselves. How things work. That.
No, I want pills, dude.
Yeah, no, I just want to make it better right now.
Yeah, it's like those cliches are around. Well, I hate most cliches, but those tropes of like, you need to drink some orange juice when you're sick. Well, that's been around for like 100 years for a fucking reason. Like, it works.
Longer than that.
Yeah, longer. Yeah. It's, the cliche sayings of like, well, how you doing today? I'm still $1 million shy of being a millionaire. Fuck off out of here with that. It makes me mad just saying. It makes me mad just saying it. But, well, like that racism joke. I only like races that I run in. But the ones of an apple a day keeps the doctor away, it's like, oh, wait, yeah, you should eat apples because they're super good for you.
Oh, and, I mean, things that we call old wives' tales. Or,
those
things
that's a
that
better way of putting
your grandmother teaches you how to do. Listen to her. She's been around the fucking block. Yeah. She knows what she's talking about.
Anybody who's made it to, like, 75 plus... I feel like Louis C.K.'s joke is like, even if a 60-year-old truck driver is 1,000 times smarter than a 30-year-old with 2 PhDs. Because this 30-year-old guy spent his life focusing on 2 things. Mm-hmm. This truck driver, he's got some the garbage man's got some experience.
Exactly.
And his wrongness is rooted in more rightness than you are, even if you're right. Mm-hmm. And... have you ever heard that bit?
Yes.
I love it. How he goes on. He goes, he saw a dead guy floating in a motel pool once. He got a hand job at a fair. And like, he like just the way that he like went on. He's like, he took a bus to Montreal. Like, just these weird things that he's done.
And while you take, I'll say, the surreal absurdity of listing those as individual things.
Yeah.
You put that into experiences in themselves, and a lot of people don't live. A lot of people don't know how to do things for themselves or to get the things they want to get. And it's made out to be like this giant mystery of how to get what you want. Mm-hmm. People sell books on it. People sell seminars and whatnot on that kind of stuff, on how to be you, how to do you. And it's like, how the hell can somebody tell you how you function?
Dude, I was at Goodwill a few months back, and there was a VHS set of this self-help guy. I Googled him. I couldn't find shit about him. I think he was an imposter. And it was a book. It was huge. It was like this fucking big, okay? And it was a book, and it was 8 VHSs that were all set in there with Velcro. And you open it up, and there were 4 on the left, 4 on the right, and they each had like a little cardboard sleeve over it and says, Step 1, forget everything you know. Step 2, and it was like, now start growing again or some shit. It was like the most cliche shit. And I looked at the copyright and it was like, wait, 99? 1999? I'm like, there were DVDs by then.
Oh God!
Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Someone thought that was a good idea.
so, well, it was just more of like, you're right. It was this whole this self-help thing. But like, if someone goes to a self-help thing, just fucking pays $20, and all of a sudden they leave that day, and they turn their life around because of that. They don't do it necessarily what they heard, but it lights a fire under their ass.
Right. We were saying earlier that an addict comes into a rehab center asking for help, and they'll take what you say as gospel truth and run with it. You know, you tell them once an addict, always an addict. Guess what you just put in their head?
Yeah.
I'm always going to be an addict. Tell them, though, that you're fine. You just need to avoid the shit and change some habits and whatnot, and they avoid the shit and change their habits. So yeah, a lot of people come to those things with that mindset of teach me. I'm open to anything. And yeah, no, they're not real. And they're in a sense, yeah, things like that prey on the fact that people are lazy and ill-motivated, and we lost self-sufficiency, I'd say. In the last 100 years, with everything getting automated and the like, we don't know how to do shit for ourselves. We expect someone else to do it.
Yeah.
And just as an experiment, a few years ago I grew my own garden. Because can I grow vegetables? Do I know how to do that? Yes I do. It's way easier than you think. You take a tool to the earth, do this a few times, make it big enough, put seeds in the ground.
Yeah, but like every time you do it, if you did it multiple years in a row, you'd learn how to, like, you know, fertilizing and
control
placement and yeah, you there's a techniques to it, there's skills to it. You know?
Your first painting is gonna suck, but you have to do it.
Yeah. Camera's that way, by the way, if you want to.
I like the mic better.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I was like, if you were trying to like make a point to the audience, I'm like, oh, the camera's over there.
I like looking at the mic better when I'm talking.
That's okay, dude. I mean, it would be really close, but I heard they just developed a GoPro, but for your dick.
Really?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Look that up, please.
Beautiful. Jamie, pull that up.
Fuck yeah! Wow. I don't know if it's not in the laundry or not, but I have the Flat Earth Shill shirt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've worn it out too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna make a joke though that with the Chrome Dome, he looks more like Alex Jones.
Holy shit!
He does.
I don't know if you want to say that out loud to him.
I mean, I just did. I mean,
What?
I'll ask you this: How retarded are you? Just kind of retarded?
Yeah, I love Alex Jones.
0%.
Well,
Zero.
Yeah.
See, Alex Jones.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of retarded.
He's self-admitted kind of retarded.
Oh, Alex
You
Jones.
gotta one up on him.
It's fucked up when he was talking about Bohemian Grove, though, and then I looked it up and he was right about it all.
Oh yeah,
That was really bad.
Yeah,
What's Bohemian Grove?
It's
familiar.
where like all these politicians went to worship an owl, and he filmed it, and he's
yeah.
like, "I'm serious, go look it up." And
owls.
everybody fucking denied it for the longest time. Everybody was like, "You're full of shit. You're crazy." No, it's really there.
No,
it's fucking there, dude.
I've known about the Bohemian Grove for a while, and it's
You
not
can-
just politicians. There's high-ranking celebrities and stuff that.
Oh, sure. Well, Walter Cronkite was there, like, jizzing on people.
I think,
Found it.
I think the weirdest thing about Bohemian Grove is
It is the cock cam.
the eating of the human flesh.
Yeah.
That it's in recent years, it's reported as it's a cake that is made to look like a human body, and it's like coated in fondant.
Oh, so it's not a real human flesh.
But it's still the symbol.
It's still pretty fucked up.
It's the
yeah.
symbolism behind it.
Yeah.
At this point, they don't need to. I mean, ask a lot of conspiracy theorists. They will point it as this. They don't need to do the rituals in full anymore.
Mhm.
A lot of it is just intention in the acts themselves.
I would love to do conspiracy theory talks, but I would
go
have
too deep.
yeah, I would set a time limit of like 10 minutes.
Right, just
you
a
each
session
get
for
you each get like a 5-minute thing. But if you interrupt, you only get 1 minute to interrupt, and then the other person can interrupt back. and then at 10 minutes you have to walk away. Not out of anger, but like it has to stop because we're gonna go for like 10 hours.
Right.
And then maybe
cock cam incoming.
Yeah, I was gonna say
The cock cam is
cock
incoming.
cam.
Oh, we got
okay.
the cock cam coming?
Please don't actually show any cocks.
Oh,
just,
no. No,
just
no,
the
no.
camera.
It's very-
Anyway,
very
so
clean.
it's $160. So I would say we're gonna install that on the microphone.
Oh, that's actually a
So
good
that
idea.
way yeah, but it's like right here. It's like they're just gonna see your pores.
You just put it a little.
I've got nice pores.
You do. You have a very, very smooth, clean face, so that's going to be good for you.
The problem is, I
if
don't
it was
think we could
zoomed
live-
in here,
I don't think we could live stream with that. I'm not sure though.
probably
Could.
could. Yeah, because it's all blue.
Ooh.
If you could live stream cock cam, dude, give that to fucking BJ. He'd probably
Oh my God.
bang on Facebook Live, and
Definitely.
it would just be shots of hitting the girl's fucking it would just be hitting ass.
I know it has a
Fucking-
Wi-Fi connection, so yes, we probably could
Get some clap going in there.
Fuck, man.
slap those cheeks.
And then if he got a blowjob, it would just be a pair of eyes. Yeah, just. They said that the only useful thing would be put it at the end of a hot dog
Huh? That's funny.
or a taco, whatever. Anyways, McKenna Belk says there's always a business or service to do everything for you. Plumbing, repair, people. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll never plumb. I'll never fix my own car.
Nope.
I'll never do electrical. Shit. I'm probably gonna pay. I don't care if it puts me. I don't care if it makes me late for a bill. To be honest, I'm gonna pay people to move for me next time because I hate it. People have been like, dude, why don't you want to do shit for yourself? Because there's things I do want to do for myself.
Right.
If somebody, I would never want someone to clean my house because it's my things. I'm like, let me clean my
Exactly.
shit. But when it's all in boxes, I'm like, someone come in here and move these for me. Move my desk,
Well,
move my beds.
So where I stand on that is, pay, and here I'll make a division. So there's service people, laborers, and craftsmen in my mind.
Okay.
So a laborer is just going to be doing grunt work for you, build your house, etc. You have an end product when you're done. A service worker is doing something particularly trained, providing niceties, amenities, etc. Those are probably all things that you're not going to do on your own. Where we're really dividing people, though, is craftsmanship. Right now, kids are getting pushed towards either go do a trade or go learn something hyper skilled. Biology, computer programming, pick something, and it's
Engineering. Whatever.
yeah. And oftentimes it's go work for a larger corporation. There is no more sense of American craftsmanship of you have a hard set skill and you're working for yourself for the betterment of you know how to do this. That's gone out the way. Laborers, it's a little more expected. Building a house, etc. You're going to work for a company. Architects, though, there are hardly any kind of individual architect firms. No, you go work for a major company. You go design buildings for somebody else. There aren't any people like Frank Lloyd Wright that design and build their own buildings anymore, that have the skill and the physical know-how to do both.
And the uniqueness.
Yes, and the uniqueness of it. And we've pushed our entire generation away from that into the pocket of labor or service. And we don't have any craftsmen anymore. And as an artist, I think that needs to be pushed towards more. That's what our country was built on, was artisans and craftsmen and the like, who all had individual, unique ideas. Well, now you all just work for those people who had the unique ideas.
Yeah, I'm divided on this, man.
As McKenna said, we're always going to need people to do various things, and with that, no one's work should be undervalued. There shouldn't be, I'll say, a dead set minimum wage that's unlivable. That should be adjusted and looked at, and it should be checked with the economy and how the hell inflation works. Because we're hitting a point of automation where there isn't enough shit for people to do.
Well, have you seen that? I I forget his name, but there's that guy who's going to be running.
Andrew Yang.
Yeah,
running.
Yang. How he talks about the universal income,
Yep.
about how in the future so many things will be automated.
Yep, and
People will have to be
I'm
assigned
definitely in that boat
a
of
money, a money value, just so they can have a base wage, and then if they want, they can
work
either make that work somehow, or find a way to make more money.
Right on.
Yeah.
Holding this thought, could we take a break?
Yeah. I'd say, what time do you say you want to get out of here? 8:30?
Oh, like 8:45.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can take a break.
Take a little fiver quick.
That's fine,
And then I've
yeah.
got some things to announce.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you, God, you made an hour 45 without taking a fucking
Nicotine break.
Or I was gonna say what the hell is it? A vape break.
Right, yeah.
No, dude, go for it. I have no problem keeping the camera going, so you're good, dude. Take your time, enjoy yourself, get your buzz.
So how's it going?
Me?
What's up, Mitch?
I'm fine.
Just us now. How's it going?
I don't talk to you, dude.
Wow, that's cool, man. So, yeah, well.
Hey, what haven't we talked about yet?
Well, I was gonna say we can talk about the studio plans.
No, what haven't we talked about yet?
Uh-huh.
What do we talk about every podcast we haven't talked about yet?
Infinity War. Endgame. I was actually gonna suggest we have.
Hold on, I want to watch my reaction when I do this. No, I didn't do it yet.
Okay, but
Hang
for
on.
me. I was gonna say we should have.
Goddamn,
we should have an episode of how we did the Red Dead one. We should have a collective Endgame, like have a bunch of people on talk about their theories and what we think is going to happen.
It's funny you should mention that.
Were you planning on that?
No, but I'm not opposed to it. However,
we could do it next week or the week after.
That's actually not neither of those are going to work because next week is.
Look at the calendar quick.
Okay, next week is Game of Thrones, and here's a bit of a announcement. There's not many people watching. That's okay. Next week we are going to do a Game of Thrones episode. I'm sorry, of.
Why are you apologizing?
To you because you're gonna be. I'm gonna have to like.
No, there'll be. I'm assuming there'll be multiple people here, so I'll have my hands full manning the cameras. So I'm not gonna worry about contributing to that conversation.
Dude, I'm gonna have a water pistol over here, and I'm just gonna shoot it at you whenever you fall asleep.
I'm not gonna fall asleep though.
So, what I'm gonna do, what we're gonna have is, we're gonna have a,
What? What do we have?
Shush. I'm thinking. We're gonna have a.
We could have a show 3 weeks from now. Maybe the day before Infinity War comes out.
Hang on. The 4th is today. The 11th is going to be the Game of Thrones podcast. I'm having Ashley Baton and his friend. Have you ever met her?
Her friend?
Her friend Travis.
Yes, I met Ashley.
They're both big Game of Thrones fanatics, and I want to have them on. I also she took off work for this.
Nice.
That's a first. I've never heard of that. That's insane. Welcome back. I was just saying, like, the person who's coming on next week, we're having 2 people come on next week to talk about Game of Thrones.
Okay, nice.
Right before it premieres.
Hell yeah.
Just going to kind of talk about what we think's going to happen. And the girl who's coming on is taking off of work for it. I'm like, that's insane to me. Like, even if you're like not in a place that uses vacation or points, you're still sacrificing something, like your money. Like, you're still not getting paid no matter what.
I'll say I took off a half shift to come here.
Oh, really? Oh,
Absolutely.
dude, thank you. I appreciate that.
Dude.
Is that that's the new tattoo?
Yeah, this is
That's the old one. Okay. I was gonna say, show the camera your new one, man. Fan that out. What is that now? Is that a brush? Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome, dude.
So
Is it still? It's still healing.
very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. So the piece
Dude,
is
that must
called-
have hurt like shit.
Piece is called Dissection of a Paintbrush. The bristles are done in black working, which is probably the most brutal style of tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to just dig into there.
Fuck.
Why though?
It's for the sheer sake of.
Just for the visual, like to make it look a certain way, or is it?
No, it's the doing it. It's a rough, brutal form of getting tattoo.
Huh.
Yeah.
The spinal column here, and this is done in realism. The veins will be done in kind of a illustrative style, and the handle here will be done in illustrative watercolor style.
Huh. That's awesome.
The fingers absolutely hurt like hell.
Yeah.
I say there's not much in between the bone.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
You ever feel a pain so intense your stomach is squeezing and you want to puke?
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably not that bad though. I mean, when I was sick, I did. But
and it's instant. And then like the moment you let up, it goes away. And then they put the needle back down, and your stomach tightens up, and you're like, oh fuck.
No.
I made some pretty gnarly faces during the session.
Yeah, I can
God
imagine.
damn it! I would never ever want to fucking go through that.
7 wonderful hours.
No, fuck off, dude. That's awesome, but I would never do that. I have a smaller one on my back that felt fine, but when he got to my spine, it felt like just a razor blade. I was like, that. It didn't feel great, but I'm like, I couldn't fucking do that. My ex has a full sleeve or half sleeve, and she told me the outside wasn't bad, but when she turned her arm over to get the inside, she said she almost passed out.
Yep, running along the line here, the closer it got to the inside of my palm sucked.
Yeah. You know, a lot of girls are getting the underboob tattoos now, and
That's got to be some pain.
yeah, I heard like the underneath part, she said, is the worst fucking pain she's experienced.
Yep.
She never had kids though, but she goes like, yeah, it's so fucking bad.
It puts you up there on the dells.
Yeah, I wouldn't fucking do that. Anyways, really quick, on the 4th, which is, today, 11th is the Game of Thrones thing. 18th, I don't think I can do a podcast. I have a dentist appointment.
Boy.
I mean,
we can do a different day.
No, we could. I don't know. They've got me, like, coming in at, like, 4:10, and the place closes at 5. So, I mean, we could still do one.
It's just, what are you getting done?
Just a checkup. Just like
we can
getting
do it
looked
that
at.
night.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not having any work done or anything.
It's not like we don't start until like 6:30 usually.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, fine. We'll do one for the 18th. Then
Fine.
When does Avengers come out?
The 26th, so we could do it on the 25th.
Fine, we'll do it on the 25th.
Get a panel.
Yes, the panel will be. Yeah, we'll do a panel. Okay, then it's settled. We'll schedule it for the 26th, and then we'll start thinking of people who want to come in for it.
See if BJ will take off work.
Actually, this girl, Erica, if you're watching this, if you would like to come here and talk about Avengers, we're going to do one in 3 weeks. I don't know if you heard that part, but we want to try to have like a group of people come on here and just talk about Avengers like the day before it premieres. You didn't know when the Avengers came out? Well, that's why you should come over and talk about it with us, because who liked that? Don't like that.
These fools need to get educated.
Well, I know. I need to step my game up. Yeah, I haven't even seen the new trailer, so fucking sue me. So, the newest one with where Captain and Iron Man meet. How do you think Game of Thrones is gonna end?
I really, really, my personal is I want to see...
Lean into the mic just a little bit.
I want to see
There you go.
the two sides, in a sense, come together, and the Seven Kingdoms get over their bullshit of who the hell sits on the throne. Otherwise it's going to be the Ice King. I think that's how they're going to play it. And, like, the last episode will be... in my mind, it'll be really up in the air of who is actually on the throne, be it Khaleesi or Jon, or incest bitch.
Cersei?
Cersei.
See, I think Cersei should sit on the throne. She's already there.
Right.
She has the most resources, the most power, and do you know the story of Azor Ahai? Do you know about that?
The Mad King, or no?
No, Azor Ahai is a god who embodies himself into the Targaryens.
Okay.
And he's a servant of, he's like I think he's like the son or something of the Lord of Light, the god of the Lord of Light.
Yeah.
and he
That-
comes into the body of a Targaryen every couple hundred years. But the last time he has a sword called Lightbringer.
Right.
Do you remember when Stannis Baratheon pulled the sword out of the idol in season 2, and then he stuck it into the sand, and then the Red Woman said, "You are the chosen one," and then Stannis dies.
Okay. Yeah, he does.
You go back in season 2 and look at it when he sticks the sword in the sand. It's not hot, because they show Davos pick it up and he's like, "Well, why am I able to touch this?"
Right. Right.
And so the sword Lightbringer is only made powerful by killing the one you love. And Jon is a Targaryen. He loves Dany. He's gonna have to kill Dany to make the sword kill the White Walkers. So if that's what happens, I'm cool with that, because I want it to be a tragic ending as possible.
They'll definitely pull out the tragedy, I think.
What I think might happen is Jon might kill himself, because he's like, I can't live without her, but he just met her, and that's his aunt. So, and I think what would be really cool is if the White Walker won, and then that's it, or like you said, Cersei. I think Cersei said that if she had her way, they would just sail off somewhere and just let the White Walkers deal with Westeros and just leave everyone behind.
Right.
I'd be okay with that. And then, but then, like, if Cersei and Jaime just abandoned everybody and left, and then Jon ended up winning, then they would banish Cersei and keep her there, and they'd toss the Iron Throne out and then let the Seven Kingdoms govern themselves.
Right.
That's how I think it should end. It would make the most sense, but at the same time, it wouldn't be tragic enough. I want a lot of main characters to die.
Oh, and knowing Mr. Martin, I'm sure death is inevitable.
Well, I mean, remember, this isn't based on any of his books anymore. They've gone past the books.
Right. Well, I mean, you still have to keep that tone, that vibe, and I mean, I gotta remember
Take your time.
when exactly do they deviate from the books?
Season. Okay, so Dance of Dragons.
Is Arya killing on her list?
Yeah.
That's all.
She killed all of House Frey.
Right.
And all of House. Well, House Frey. She killed all of House Frey, and then Jaime just killed all of House Tyrell.
I would say if I could really have things go my way, it would be Arya personally kills Cersei, and leaving the Iron Throne open. Then Jon and
Jon and Daenerys.
Yes, Jon and Daenerys make their way south. One with warning that White Walkers.
Well,
two with intent to take over the throne. And Daenerys has that intent, but she, put it this way, she's like beating around the bush with it because she doesn't want to be in a super. Because that is what she came to defeat, was the slave masters and the supers. So the whole her wanting to rule thing is like a really big irony in the story, I think. And like kind of like what you said of, it makes sense to dismantle the Iron Throne or let Jon have it.
Well, Jon is the true heir.
Right.
But the throne is a symbol of Dany's ancestors being monsters.
Right.
Because it was the dragons that created the throne.
Right.
The dragons melted all the people that stood in his way. And they took all the swords and made them into the throne as a reminder that we are monsters, but we'll kill you. And we will, like, with no mercy. And to the point where it's just...
Hello.
Jesus, dude. You're a mess over there.
Gotta keep it.
Are you playing Magic?
No.
Gotta keep it lively.
Am not.
Keep us on our toes.
One last thing quick, and then I'll let you do your announcements. Do you remember when Drogon got hit by that bolt, the arrow?
Yes.
And it hit him in its shoulder, and it didn't even hurt him? There's this theory that said that those bolts might be covered in poison. Do you remember when Cersei killed the two women from Dorne?
Yeah.
She kissed the one dude in one of the episodes. They get a hold of these two women, and Cersei's wearing lipstick. She never wears lipstick. She's wearing lipstick one day, and she kisses the girl, one of the girls, but she's got them chained to a wall so that even at the farthest they come out, they're like this far apart still, and you can't touch or hug them. And Cersei kisses the daughter and then takes the antidote, and then the poison master says, oh, it's called the long good night, and it could take anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months to work. And but the punishment was that you're gonna watch your daughter die in front of you. You will watch her flesh melt away, and she'll turn into a skeleton, and then your bones will turn to dust. And they would force feed her to watch. They'll keep her alive, and then, but as long as that'll take, they'll keep her alive. And and they're gonna have. They said we're gonna have torches lit for you around the clock so that you don't ever miss a thing. Yeah. So the same guy who made that poison also developed that giant crossbow that it's called the Scorpion, and they call, like, when they test shot it, it broke through the skull of the dragon that they had sitting in the basement. So my guess is, if he's the poison master, he's a poison master. He calls it it takes 2 weeks to 2 months for it to work.
Oh, and on a larger creature.
And and it would take longer. And he called it the Scorpion poison, dude. But they never talk about it. Like, they don't talk about, like, oh, he put poison on the bolts.
Right.
They don't talk about it, but it's like, maybe. And he did sink it in pretty deep. Like, it like caused it to. He forced it to land. Like, he hurt it enough to make it land. I just rewatched that episode too, the Spoils of War episode.
So you're thinking that that'll be a slow death for the other dragon, and that she'll start Daenerys will wonder what is causing it. Yeah.
Well, remember, it was fine like an episode or two later.
Right.
Like, it was totally fine when it was flying
and whatnot.
Well, yeah, it was fine flying around outside the wall, but it might not have started to affect it. I bet as soon as they start winning, all of a sudden, like, Drogon will, like, start kind of stumbling around.
Sick and...
Oh, dude, it'd be so fucking cool if that happened.
I mean, and that would be a really good smoking gun.
Yeah.
To have to look all the way back at. There's this poison that makes you rot.
Yeah.
Made by this man in the same...
It was the same guy. It makes sense.
Right.
And the fact that he calls the weapon the Scorpion, like, it's so, it just, there's a lot of signs pointing to it. But people also think Bran is the fucking Night King, so fuck them.
Yeah, that's an odd one. I've seen that one.
Yeah. It's just because their faces look a little similar. It's like, you don't think that a couple of people could look kind of similar? Plus, the Night King and Bran have appeared in front of each other separately.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't believe that one. Anyway, we went off the rails on that one. I'm sorry.
Anyways, let's go a little more off the rails. Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
Yeah, we got to cover that.
Gentlemen, weigh in.
Both are good.
Of course.
Personally,
You can do better than that.
I'm not done yet. If I'm going to eat something in a toaster, obviously it's got to be a toaster strudel.
Okay.
I love putting that fucking glaze on there. It makes it fucking great. Get that extra sugar pump.
Get that money.
I like the what is it, the strawberry and cream cheese one? I think it is. But Pop-Tarts, I love when you put them in the freezer.
Whoa, what?
That's different.
Yeah, dude, you get like one of the dessert flavored ones put in the freezer.
Chocolate, the fudge ones. Yeah.
Otherwise, I just like
Right.
I like the cinnamon ones.
Right on.
You don't even gotta toast them. I'll just eat that shit.
I gotta say, I'm kind of the same way. If I want like a good hot breakfast, simple though, toaster strudel.
Oh yeah, like it just feels more. It feels more rewarding to eat because you got to prepare it more.
But yeah, if I'm in a rush,
Pop-Tarts are great. Oh yeah. Plus, like what's so nice about them is you don't really like a toaster strudel. I'm not eating it if I don't heat it up. Like it has to be frozen. A
Right.
Pop-Tart just sits on your counter.
Right.
You can just eat that shit.
So they make a new type of Pop-Tart, by the way. It's a Pop-Tart Crisp.
What?
And they're like...
What?
What?
What is
they're
this?
super thin.
Ew.
Are they crispy?
Ew.
So like eating a Pop-Tart chip?
Kind of, yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
They're actually really
Are they
good.
supposed to be toasted, or are they just fine?
They're
Like,
probably pretty good toasted.
Oh,
I had them
yeah.
on just
plain.
just on their own. They were fine. I was munching on them.
Yeah, definitely. Get one of those like dessert flavored ones, or like one of those type ones that fucking freeze them.
I'm gonna try that.
They
I'm gonna
good.
try that.
Just like if you like freeze like Thin Mints,
Oh, I got boxes of those at home.
put them in the freezer. They'll be better.
So,
I am extremely lazy.
so
So Pop-Tarts are your thing.
I'm getting there. I just had a toaster strudel that was called like the Fudge Packer. And it was
sure about that?
No, it wasn't. I made that up. But it was chocolate on the inside, and then the icing was also chocolate. So I'm like, ugh. But it was if like you go all day without sugar and you
Diabetes.
have it, it's like yeah, this is great. But if you like, let's say I was having like a Mountain Dew, and then I was eating that, I'm like fucking like crawling to my bed. I'm like, ugh. Like just shaking.
can feel
I was like,
diabetes.
so if you ever run out of strudel frosting, you can hand chum stuff. Jesus God. So, yeah, it was like the fudge. It was like the Fudge Packer and toast the strudel. What's the Pillsbury Doughboy was on the front going like
Oh yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
And so
Oh my.
yeah. And so anyways, let's run down the line here. Toaster strudel, obviously, it takes way too long. The whole thing where you're putting it in the toaster, and let's say you pop that shit out a little early, it's ice cold in the middle. You put it in there like 2 seconds too long, and you have to go to the emergency room.
I mean, that's how Hot Pockets are too.
Yes, exactly. So Pop-Tarts, put them in the microwave.
Yuck.
You can kinda work that shit out.
If you were my child, I'd disown you.
Putting a Pop-Tart in the microwave?
Put the Pop-Tarts in the microwave,
doing?
and like that works. You can regulate the
Stop.
temperature a little better.
You put a Hot Pocket in the microwave, all right?
I
You
actually oven heat my Hot Pockets.
And you
Yeah,
complain
sure.
about being lazy.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm
But you're
stating
saying,
I am.
You're saying you're lazy, but you oven heat your Hot Pockets so they're delicious.
So I'm
Did you guys
doing
know-
my Hot Pocket. So I'm microwaving the
You gotta get yourself an air
Pop-Tarts. I'm a deep fryer Hot Pockets.
air fryer.
So I'm microwaving the Pop-Tarts, and I realized like this is if you want a little bit of heat on your Pop-Tarts, that's the way to go. Is put them in the microwave. Fuck the toaster. Fuck all that prep. And it comes in a little aluminum foil thing. I'm saying all around Pop-Tarts. Toaster strudel's great. Yeah, if you want to live like a sultan, that's fine.
All
You
right.
sit on your throne of swords and scimitars and all that crap. But like, I'm a regular guy, so I want a Pop-Tart. Toaster strudels for special occasions.
Right on. Hell yeah.
For like Easter
and
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
thoughts.
Easter's coming up, dude.
It is.
Jesus kicking the devil's ass.
So we've been beating around the bush all night.
Yeah.
I've got some good news.
Okay, announcement time. Thank you.
Announcement time. So I will be designing the cover for Disasterland's upcoming album, Abstract Art.
Yeet.
Yeet! It'll be a like 6-page cover booklet is what we're gonna do. Individual piece of art with each song, I think.
Nice.
Adam and I discussed that this afternoon. I'll be talking to good old Nick Robotka in the coming days. Getting
I
his
had
input
Nick on
it.
here. Yeah.
So we've got that planned.
Did you do any of the design behind Stupid Rad merch?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
Like
he
someone
gave-
from Illinois.
Oh, okay. He gave me some of that stickers for free. I was like, holy shit, I might already have some of your art.
with that being said, Disasterland will also be playing at Torch Glass on 420.
Whoa.
Yep, we got a nice mini set for them to play. And then another band out of Kiel, it was like OEM.
That's a band?
Yep. They do all covers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They run the bar circuit and whatnot.
Sure.
I heard they play good Pink Floyd covers and whatnot. So if I can get them on, we'll be doing a mix of new school and old school at the shop.
420. What's the significance of that day?
Weed.
It's the weed number.
Call the police. Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you. And it's Hitler's birthday, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that true?
And Columbine happened that
Whoa,
day.
really?
Yeah. It's a weird day. I mean,
unfortunately, I can just say I won't be able to attend that. I'm going to see a comedian. His name's Joey Diaz.
Okay, nice.
You ever heard of him?
No.
Oh, he's pretty popular with like Joe Rogan and shit like that.
Okay.
He's got his epic fucking rant about how much he hates ranch, and like one of his he finishes the rant with probably like it's like a roller coaster, and like he's just getting higher and higher and higher, and then the final thing he says just goes like just takes a dive, and he's saying all this stuff, and he's making people laugh harder, and then finally he goes, you know what, dog? It's blue cheese with wings, or you go fuck your mother. And when he takes the stage, as soon as all the laughing dies down, I'm gonna yell out blue cheese or fuck your mother.
Good.
And hopefully I don't get kicked out.
Hopefully he gives you a small clap and pulls you on stage.
Yeah. Dude, if I got on stage next to Joey Diaz, I'd shit my pants. Joe Rogan says he's the funniest man alive. And I'm like, I don't know about that, but like, he's got a Netflix special, but I mean, it's all right.
I don't have a Netflix special.
That's true, I don't either. Do you?
No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways, but yeah, so sorry about to interrupt you, but so you got the Torch Glass show? Yeah,
Yep,
420.
we're doing that. On top of that, I don't know how many of you bass heads are watching this, but I will be selling merch at Outlander Festival in July in Manitowoc. Make it worth my while. Please.
Oh, he's saying please. He's begging. Dude, no one's above begging. I've begged before.
Oh, I'll get on my knees. Make you a little hot under the collar there,
Yeah. No, I have a fever.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, your fever, your sickness. For the thickness.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
That's a disease, my friend.
Oh, that? Yeah, that's not sickness. That's full-on cancer. Yeah. You know that's Nancy. Do you know that? Yeah, I was gonna say, folks.
Nice.
Oh, dude, yeah. The thumbnail for her video is her holding that picture. She's like,
nice.
I was like, that. You have to come on. You have to hold your own picture.
That is tasteful.
Sadly, those are the same person.
Why is that sadly? She gave you two.
Sad, but it's more of like, I wish I had more than just 3 people.
He wants more variety.
Yeah, but this person was actually watching earlier. So
I can't help you there, boss.
Oh, I like your.
I've got some ink
clavicles. Yeah, the are those eagle feathers?
Hawk.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh no, that's cool. I mean, I've had some girls say, well, I want to send them in, but mine are too small. I'm like, I don't care what size they are. They're like, yeah, but they're you guys have gigantic ones. I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Big, small, men love them all.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it is a disease. I think I made a deal with myself. If I turn 30, I should probably take those down. It's like
30,
no
32.
No girl wants to date the guy that's got a fucking tit shrine in his fucking spare bedroom.
Man cave.
No, if this was at the studio, that would be acceptable.
Right.
Girls would be like, oh, dude, yeah, you got like a dude pad, you know? And it shows like, oh, shit, you got a bonus room? Like, you've got an off-site thing? Dude, you must be doing okay. Even though it's $200 a month or some shit. It's like not a big deal, but it's still like, it's not in my fucking house.
Right.
You know? Well, like, this room's going to be empty when we move out of here.
Just find a way to do paid advertising. You just, grab this cup right here and...
Subway would probably take legal action if we tried to do that.
All right, we did the thing, Subway. Pay us the money.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy, man.
Dude, I was in I had by accident, I had the jacket on, I had Subway in my hand, and he took a picture of me walking into the room, and he's like, "You're like a walking billboard." I had Under Armour, and I had Subway, and I'm like,
That was when I called you Steph Curry the first time.
That's
right?
the first time I said Steph Curry, and I had to look him up, and I'm like, isn't he black? It's like, no, he's mulatto. So for the last 5 videos, and I've always said something about Steph Curry, I'm like, I'm not black Steph Curry. I'm off-white Steph Curry. I'm less black, or I'm less dark. Or I'm not racial Steph Curry.
I'm not racist, but mulattoes are my favorite cookie.
I like mulattoes in my mouth. I love when people say I'm not racist because I'm like, all right, it's going to be awesome.
That's a good way to get someone's attention. I was watching a comedian, and he was like, I like using this. I'm not racist, but... And everyone was like, oh, what are you doing? I'm not racist, but I really like your hair. Fuck. It's a good way to get someone's attention.
It does. It makes everyone clench up a little bit. It's
butthole and everything.
You got anything else you want to say into the camera yet, or before we close it up here?
So I got a skedaddle.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah.
I appreciate the support that you've all given me in the past few years with my artwork. And, well, keep it real.
Keep it real. I like that. Hey, man, thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for coming on here and chatting about some stuff and promoting yourself. I'm really happy to help anyone out who wants to promote something or somebody, be it your music or your art. Everybody's got a story, and I want to hear it, and I think all of you should hear it too. So,
hell yeah.
For anyone who doesn't like this, I know people who want it. Well, I'll say, click off of it. You have a choice. So next time you see me, don't tell me that I'm doing something bad. You can just close it off.
There's this little button right here.
I'm getting upset.
There's this little button right here you can click, and it makes everything go away.
Dude, I look ugly as shit when I was doing that. Anyways, all right. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Caleb, you got anything else?
Goodbye. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.